Hola mis queridos, ¿cómo estás, mi amo Alicia? Hello my kittens, how are you? My name is Allison, and today we are playing Nancy Drew, Tomb of the Lost Queen Special Edition. Now, I am actually... Shoot, I always do this. Her Interactive has been making Special Edition Nancy Drew games for a pretty long time, actually, and I do believe it started with game number 16, if not game number 15, and 15 was Creature of Capu Cave, 16 was White Wolf of Icicle Creek, and I'm actually pretty excited about the special edition, because that's my opinion, of course, being excited about it, but what is on the special edition mainly depends if Nancy has a cell phone in the game. That is because the special edition is basically phone charms, mini games, and those mini games are usually from the previous Nancy Drew games. And every so often, if there's a theme to the story, or I should say the location of where Nancy is, there's going to be some extra stuff, and possibly outtakes or concept art. And with Tomb of the Lost Queen, there are some extra stuff. With it being Egypt, there are extra translations that you can find. And there is a specific phone number that you can call. And you can get 6 different messages by calling this number. And the phone number is a I guess you could say voicemail. And the voicemail phone number is Spied. If you're not familiar with Spied, it is an organization that Sunny June started, and Sunny June is a recurring character from game number 6, Secret of the Scarlet Hand, which is a Maya-themed game. I love Mayans. I love their culture and all that stuff. Anywho, his Sunny June is pretty much a recurring character every so often in certain games. Danger by Design, for instance, and Tomb of the Lost Queen, for instance. We don't get to actually see him until the Shattered Medallion, which I have already played on this channel. You can check that out. I am getting sidetracked here, and I'm trying to talk as much as I can within the next... I'm going to try to talk as much as I can within the next 5 minutes, because I really want to get as much gaming as possible within this video. Gaming is loosely, I should say gaming as a loose term. We're going to be doing mostly conversations, really, because we're going to be talking to at least 3 different people, 2 of them on the cell phone. But anyway, I do want to briefly mention that Her Interactive bases all of their Nancy Drew games off the Nancy Drew book series. The book series has been going on since 1930. Yeah. And oddly enough, there's also another book series called The Hardy Boys. They are also amateur detectives, and that book series has also been going on, I think 1927. I could be wrong on that. But every so often, the 2 publishing companies that each have Nancy Drew and Hardy Boys, they sometimes do a mystery with the 3 detectives, and they like to title those super mysteries. This particular game is based off a Nancy Drew Hardy Boys super mystery book, and it is called Secrets of the Nile. And let me go ahead and show you. There's going to be no music for a second, but bam, there's the book cover art. That is what it looks like. If you want to find a copy yourself. I will talk more about that at the end of the video, just because I don't want to spoil anything. I don't want to be talking too much about that right now. And I do want to mention, with all of the Nancy Drew games, you do get to have 2 choices when you hit new game, and that is detective levels. And most hidden objects games have this option, and I guess in a way Nancy Drew games are somewhat of a hidden objects. I know the Nancy Drew dossier games are definitely hidden objects. But this is a more of a point-and-click adventure. Anyway, the detective levels, right here it already tells you what the differences are. But I do want to tell you, with this being game number 26, we don't have what the 3 new features that Her Interactive added with their game engine, which they added game number 28, Ghost of Thornton Hall, and then the rest of the games after that, excluding Midnight in Salem. I doubt they have it in there. But the 3 new features were basically an actual task list for the Master Detective level, which I actually really like. I'm sure most people do like it, actually, because before game number 28, you would just have one thing on that task list, and it would just say, I'm a senior detective or master sleuth. I don't need a task list. Check that off. You're done with that task list for the rest of the game. I don't think you even get to talk to your friends on the cell phone for help. Or, well, either on the cell phone or if Nancy's friends are actually there at the location with you. Okay, so and the second feature that they added was a hint system, which is actually connected to that task list, and it was actually part of a awards room that they had created. I actually miss that awards room. I don't think they added. I think they also added that with game number 28, and after that as well. I could be wrong on that. There have always been achievements up until a certain point, I think, and I think they basically bring that back, either with number 27, Deadly Device, or game number 28, Ghost of Thornton Hall. And I'm including the numbers and the titles together just in case you're not familiar with the game series, or if you are and you just can't remember what the titles of the games were, or what number they were in the collection. Anyway, I believe that is it as far as the intro. I think there's one last thing I do want to mention, and that is, if anything in this video does not look familiar, please check the description box below. There's the previous video as well as the playlist. I recommend the playlist because it will have everything that I've done so far with Nancy Drew Tomb of the Lost Queen Special Edition. And let's go ahead and get into the game. And there actually is something that I do want to bring up briefly once we get into the game, because it does say, like, in the saved files about them. And I'm gonna step away from that man for a second. We don't really know his name, although I think Lily did bring it up at least a couple of times. Woo! Let's actually go over the task list real quick. I do that at the beginning of every video.
Haven't done. Can't check. Did that.
See what we've
That's done.
already done.
Check. Haven't done that. Can't check that off yet.
Alright. Yeah, we did that with the we learned about the 4 Sons of Horus a little bit from the translation that we did in the previous video. Okay, so the one thing I do want to point out is something that I had learned within the past few weeks, and that is there is a freaking cheat menu that you can access with all of the Nancy Drew games. All of them, I think. I'm not fully certain if there. I think there might be 1 or 2 other games where you might not be able to. But what you basically do to access them is hit Control, Shift, Tab, C. Do I need to have an I think I have to have that. Yeah. Control, Shift, Tab, C. There we go. Yeah, I have to have the magnifying glass for it to work. Okay, that makes sense. And this basically brings up the cheat menu that I mentioned. This has a little bit of coding in the tabs. There's also like things that you can bring up within the game. I think this does spoil a couple of things, unfortunately. This is kind of like an inventory thing. If ever anything glitches out, or you are too far ahead in the game and just if anything happens within the game that just makes it hard to progress, you can access the cheat menu and get this whatever's in the inventory list to get it. Of course, you could also cheat and get all the Easter eggs. There's the photos, streams. I'm not entirely sure what the streams is. If anyone comment down below what that means, that would be awesome so I could understand it. This, I'm not entirely sure what they are. I think they're like scenes that you could access, or files that you could access, I should say. More coding. Yeah, these are scene files that you can access. And I think that's about it. I'm going to go back to the game so that we can progress the story. And I believe, let's talk to this guy.
Ah, you are still here, darling.
Oh, you couldn't drag me away. But if you don't mind, I'd prefer Nancy.
I prefer the distinguished Dr. Bakhoum.
Oh
It
boy.
appears neither of us is going to get what we want. So I must know, are you very brave or just very stupid?
Oh, I'm not afraid of a curse, if that's what you're getting at.
It is, but you still haven't answered my question.
Both. I'm both brave and stupid. Haha! Very brave. If there really is a curse and I'm ignoring it, then I guess you could say I'm pretty stupid. You know what? I mean, Nancy is pretty much both. But I'm going to choose this one.
I guess you'll have to wait and see.
This is the only good answer. Don't worry, Nancy. I will figure you out.
You will never figure Nancy out, Dr. Bakhoum.
Is it strange that some of the hieroglyphs don't make sense?
There is a saying, if a lion could speak, we would not understand him. So let's say one day, magically, poof, a very smart lion learns to speak the king's English. How he understands
Which
the world
king?
is so radically different that even though you understand the words he spoke, you could never understand what he was trying to say.
Is that how you think of the ancient Egyptians?
Yes. Now let me show you why I am the best archaeologist in the world in one simple step.
Well, then won't I be able to become the best archaeologist in the world?
No.
Ouch,
I am
dude.
Ramses II.
I thought you looked familiar.
Please, I am much more handsome than he was. Now pay attention. I, Ramses II, I look at my kingdom. Look at it with me. Be Ramses with me. Come now, survey the kingdom. We are kings. Look at the sands. They part in the most elegant tribute to our majesty. Listen to the river. You are not doing it.
Seriously, if this were Nancy, if Nancy was a real person, she probably would say I can't do it, it's too silly. But, for the sake of Dr. Bakhoum,
Sorry, I'll try harder.
Good. Listen to the river. That is better. The birds of prey and even the deadly serpents bow before us. They look to us as if we were the sun. And remember, we are Ramses. We are the sun, most favored by Ra, sun god. The heartbeat of this world is for us alone. Looking at all of this, what do you want?
What could I possibly want?
Exactly. Now tell me, what are you afraid of?
I guess losing what I have.
Bingo.
Yes, you are thinking like a pharaoh. Now tell me, how could you lose what you have?
I can't lose anything. I'm the pharaoh.
Wrong. You can and you will. You will die, Ramses II. You will be gone and forgotten.
Okay, but how does all of this lead to the lost queen?
preservation,
For
dear.
thousands of years, the lion spoke, and no one understood. But understand the fear, and you understand the man.
What's going to happen now that there's been a major injury?
Usually it means we are going to be shut down, so now we work fast.
But carefully, right? Okay, so I am not going to bring this up simply because Professor Boyle did tell us not to tell everyone how intelligent we are. generally speaking. I mean, he didn't say it in those exact words, but he just wants to make sure that no one is aware of his condition, I suppose. And I'm doing that on purpose simply because I want to see how people react or actually act as they are not knowing this.
What do you think about Professor Boyle?
He's lucky to be alive. It's a good thing professors have such thick skulls.
Did you two get along?
Get along? I know him. I respect his work.
Were you okay with Professor Boyle working the site with you?
No.
Why not?
When you are the best, like I am the best, no one else can ever help. No, they only get in your way.
Ouch,
Professor
dude.
Boyle is
Ouch.
one of the best archaeologists working today. He wouldn't be getting in your way.
One of the best? Pfft, I am the best. That's why this site is mine.
If you were the best, you wouldn't need Professor Boyle now, would you? Alright.
What are you working on?
This mural here. There is something very important hidden in this wall. I don't know if I can decode it in time.
Can I give it a shot?
No. You want to try the other mural up top? Yeah, sure.
I need a few tips for reading the hieroglyphs.
A few tips? Yes, that's how I learned to read hieroglyphs. At first, they were inscrutable and mysterious, but then I got some tips. Just go look in your books.
So rude, so pompous. But then again,
What do you know about Lily?
I've seen many like her.
What does that mean?
Ambitious, young, smart. The ones like that, they achieve. Or they flame out in a big...
That seems dramatic.
but
The
true.
world moves on the back of dramatic lives. I do not think this is a good thing. Lily, she is like a spinning top. She stands straight, but the slightest nudge, she will go ping, flying off in a crazy direction. I do not trust her.
Then why did you choose her to be part of the dig?
Someone
That's
I
the
fully
point.
trust would never be able to surprise me.
I think that's the point of him wanting her on the team, is because she's good at what she does. She's trying to be the best at what she does. Nancy, do you not understand what this site is for?
Have you made progress? Did you find anything to say whose tomb this is?
I wish I could say we found the lost queen, but I don't know for sure yet. The answer is here. We may find the mummy, but if we do not crack this before they come to shut us down, we may never know who we have found.
Do you have any idea what that inscription means?
Look at the hieroglyphs. They are not supposed to be riddles, and I still grappled with them, sometimes for years. The actual riddles, forget it. That's why I am here, staring at this wall. I cannot think if I am not working.
Interesting.
I still don't understand why you would want Lily to work with you.
She is smart, and her downfall is being too ambitious. She is so much like me, I'd be a hypocrite to not like her.
I suppose so. I do like her.
I translated the hieroglyphs.
Beginner's luck.
Uh-huh. Sure. I do have some books to help me out.
Goodbye.
See you later.
Later. So we did check this
I
out,
bet I
right?
could translate that.
Oops, sorry. According thereto, let it be found inscribed on the tablet. Yeah, Nancy already said it. As to anyone who does not know the spell, he shall never enter. Never enter where? Is what Nancy said. Alright. Let us head up here and pull out the phone. So this is the spied phone number that I was talking about. Let's call it one more time. I'm gonna try to get all 6 messages. We already did access
Thank you for
1.
calling Spied. If you are calling to report a UFO sighting, please remember to include your location. The sky is very large.
Yep, that's 1. Alright, so now we have 2 down. 4 to go. Alright, I know Professor Hotchkiss is going to be a talker. And considering where we are in the video, I mean, there's a good chance I should just save her for just one video, considering how much she can talk. Bess, let's just go ahead and call her. I'm not entirely sure how long she's going to talk.
Hi, Bess.
I love her.
Nancy, how goes the old mummy hunt?
Good, I think. Maybe bad.
Something happened, didn't it?
There was a sandstorm, and the professor from Kingston had to be taken to the hospital.
Nancy, be careful out there. It sounds dangerous.
I will.
George is all wrapped up in that new job of hers, but you can call me anytime you need help. Full disclosure, while I do play an Egyptologist on television, I have no idea what I'm talking about.
So George has a new job, huh? And Bess is going to be slightly helping us with her watching an Egyptian film. Interesting.
Lily seems very uptight.
Do you think she's hiding something?
No
Possibly.
doubt about it. I just don't know if it's relevant.
Right.
Strange behavior is rarely irrelevant, especially in a group that isolated.
True.
Good point. I'll let you go.
Bye.
Alright, maybe we do have time to talk to Professor Hotchkiss. She is a hoot.
Hotchkiss here.
It's Nancy Drew.
Oh, Francine, dear.
Oh, jeez, here we go.
Glad you called. I've been having the most infuriating problem with my internet.
This is Nancy. Drew.
Oh, you young people are so refreshing, always in search of new identities. The problem is that I downloaded this program called Weather Monkey.
Professor Hotchkiss, my dear, I love her, so I love her to bits sometimes, and sometimes you can just absolutely despise her. I don't want to use the H word, because really that's a pretty strong word to use for a fictional character. Sorry, I had to take a drink of water there. But, I forgot to mention, Professor Hotchkiss is a recurring character from game number 4, Treasure in the Royal Tower. That was a Marie Antoinette centered video game. Marie Antoinette is a real person, a historical figure. Please respect Marie Antoinette. What happened to her is depressing, and the video game kind of sheds some light on her, just a little bit. Of course, it is a fictional game, so we don't really know how much of it is true. But Professor Hotchkiss basically tries to basically helps us solve the case. Anyway, on with the game.
At my age, it's important that I keep abreast of all meteorological developments. But now I'm starting a new book, and I can't focus on my work because the weather monkey keeps yelling the weather at me.
Maybe you should uninstall it?
I will do no such thing. That would be tantamount to murder.
Maybe turn it down?
Brilliant and fantastic. Oh, yes, Samantha, you are a ticket. I would love to help you, but how do I know you again?
Oh boy.
Nancy, Drew. We've met a few times.
Aha, now I remember you. If life were a good book, you'd be my favorite reoccurring character.
I'm in Egypt, and I need your help.
Egypt? Well, why didn't you say that instead of chattering away about my internet problems?
I don't know how to respond to that. I read your book, and I thought maybe you could help.
You found my book while you were in Egypt. The serendipity is as delectable as Chateaubriand smothered in lavender lemon juice.
Huh?
I am at your disposal.
I didn't exactly find it. You sent it to me. You even signed it.
Oh dear, I sign and send lots of things.
Oh boy, here we go. Let's... Oh my gosh, guys, you gotta hear this. Oh, but we are basically at the end of the video. No, I'm not gonna click on that question. You know what? we will finish the rest of this conversation in the next video. I'll call her.
Goodbye.
I'll call her again.
Bye, dear.
But this is basically where we're going to stop. I'm going to save. Rabbit 4. And let's go ahead and hit. And we're going to save again so that we don't make a mistake. Oh man. Okay, so there was actually one thing that I forgot to mention about the cheats menu, and that is you can actually activate a fast convo feature, which is also the third feature that Her Interactive adds to their game engine, with game number 28, Ghost of Thornhall, and the games after that. The fast convo feature, basically, there's like a little set of arrows next to the conversation with Nancy and the person she's talking to. You can click on that and skip the dialogue of either Nancy or the person she's talking to. Basically, with the cheat menu, you can activate that. I don't know how you can activate it within the actual menu itself, but the way you can access it while you have the cheat menu open, though, I learned myself from someone else. What you gotta do is hit Control-Shift-Tab D, F, and the Enter key. Of course, if that doesn't work, you hit Control-Shift-Tab F, Enter, without the D. And basically, it's the same way as it is with the fast combo feature with the later games. You just gotta click on the screen. Of course, be careful how fast you click. You could be missing some important dialogue. That is if you're just doing it because you want to skip certain parts of the game. I know some of you like to do speedruns, and I know some of you like to actually skip the story and just focus on the little games that you have that are within the actual game. Okay, so I'm gonna try to pick it up. So, with Nancy Drew, Tomb of the Lost Queen, I did mention at the beginning of the video that this is based on a book. It's a Nancy Drew Hardy Boys Super Mystery. Let me go ahead and show you the book cover. There's going to be no music for a second. Bam, bam. There we go. Actually, I'll leave it up while I'm talking about it. So, I need to have the description up because I know I'm going to mess this up while I'm describing it, because I only wrote down like a brief description of it, generalizing it, so paraphrasing it so that I could just tell you. But basically what the book is about is Nancy and Bess, they pose as newlyweds with the Hardy Boys, Nancy with Frank, Bess with Joe, and they're on a trail of a banker that's targeted by radicals. Radicals being criminals, basically. And well, that's what the Hardy Boys are doing. Nancy is protecting the daughter of a friend's ex-husband. Yikey doodles. And me, being the writer I am, I already have an idea of how the two are connected. Oh man, And those of you who have been following me on the Nancy Drew game collection, the Nancy Drew game series, you are probably wondering if I have a link to a copy that you can read, to a copy of the book that you can read yourself. I have yet to find a copy. And in the Facebook group that I'm in, Nancy Drew Weekly Game Club, we are not on this game just yet. Right now, I think we're supposed to be on. Pretty soon we're going to be on Warnings. We're supposed to be on Warnings of Waverly Academy, but the admin has not switched it yet. But we will be soon. After that, we'll be on Tomb of the Lost Queen. Hopefully, while I'm still playing the game. So hopefully by then I'll have a link for you, so you can get the book yourself. Anyway, I'm just now noticing the time. I better get going, everyone. My beautiful kittens and viewers. I love you all so much, my beautiful kittens and viewers. I think I already said that. I hope I helped you out at least a little bit in this video. If not, I'm not doing my job. And if you enjoyed this video as much as I did... Wait, is that the right thing? I don't know. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button like a kitten would. And if you're just now tuning into this channel and you're not subscribed, go ahead and click that ugly red subscribe button, make it that beautiful gray, and as well as that bell icon right next to it that'll notify you of all the videos that I do, which are on Wednesdays 6 p.m. Central and Sundays 4:30 p.m. Central. I hope you all have a great morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are in the world. I am Sweet Rascally Rabbit, saying goodbye. Stay awesome and stay on YouTube! Ah, dang. I'm getting good at this.